Patterson, Assistant Superintendent of Secondary Curriculum over at Jackson Public, and Kriss Giannetti, Assistant Superintendent, Communications and Community Relations at Jackson Public Schools. You guys are busy.
Yeah.
A lot of titles.
We've got a lot of words to go with them.
That's why I had you introduce them, because I can't get that across.
Yeah. So the interview's done. So
Yeah,
that's
thank
all
you
the
guys
time
for
we
being
had
here,
for.
and we'll see you next time.
So you guys have a big community engagement meeting coming up this week, right?
Two of them.
Tomorrow and Thursday. So tell us a little bit about what this is and who would benefit from participating.
Sure. So we have a bond coming up. Or we're hoping to do a bond, and we've been working with our bond development committee over the last month to sort of get them to help us decide how we're going to spend, what money we have, and what we're planning on going for. And they've come up with some ideas, and so now we're going to present them to the community.
Oh.
And I'd say in our meetings, a lot of conversation continues to develop, like what's in the best interest and why do we do the things that we do. And so I think it's both informative, so our public knows what's going on with Jackson Public Schools, and also receive their feedback, like, oh, we missed that. We weren't thinking, through that lens. And so I think it goes both ways.
How impressed, has everyone been now that we're through all of that initial construction and we see the fruits of all of that labor?
Yeah, I think, I feel like we've been great stewards with our money, and we've had a lot of extras been able to be done because of the partnerships we have in the community. And so, we have some impressive facilities, and I think the community can trust us. And this bond that we're looking to go for would be a zero increase bond.
Okay.
So we're talking, we'd have quite a bit of money, we're about $120 million to spend without any increase in taxes.
Oh, wow.
So
That's great.
a lot more can be done. We have a lot of buildings. That's one thing about JPS.
Sure.
We have a lot of buildings.
What would be on the docket right away, do you think, for some of that bond money?
There's an innovation center up at Jackson High School, and so we talk a lot about hands-on learning, and we talk about where AI is going to take us in the future and technology, and so that's a big piece of the project. And there's the critical infrastructure components that are 7 years old from our last bond, and were the top priorities then, need to be addressed in every building, and so that'll be a big chunk of the funds will go to making sure the building is in great condition. Roofs, we had a flood at Parkside last year, so there's always plenty to take care of facility-wise.
Now let's talk a little bit about AI. How is that? How is that something that's obviously I think if I was in school, I probably would have had the AI app on my phone.
Oh yeah.
So how do you combat that, and how do you deal with all that?
Well,
stuff?
I think the first thing is having a professional development with your staff, and so they know how to use it themselves, because we just can't turn a blind eye and just be like, I don't want to talk about that.
Right.
It's coming, and it really helps. We had professional development at the beginning of the year, and how it can help our teachers save time. And so the same thing is with our students, is helping them use it appropriately.
Sure.
This is academic honesty, and this is not. And so it goes back to teaching and learning through another format. And it's here to stay, and it can really help us to do tremendous things, and things that we don't even know that it can do yet.
And I think that's the most realistic approach, right? Is how can we integrate it to use it for a positive thing?
For sure.
Absolutely.
It's a lot like we've been dealing with, social media and all the things that have come at us, right? Phones and, at first you want to resist these things, but they're not going away. So how do you make them work within the school, make students responsible? Because they are at a different maturity level as well, right? So, part of that's just teaching them how to use it in their realm of where they're at, to make it safe and not what we think it's going to be, right?
We had a great time at the ambassador auction a couple weeks ago. Jeff, outgoing superintendent, I guess we could call him outgoing superintendent. Jeff Beal was honored. The average length of a superintendent in the state of Michigan, I think, is still under 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Jeff was a superintendent for 10. Just maybe talk a little bit about kind of JPS under his leadership the last few years.
I've taught him everything he knows.
That's what I knew you were going to say. You said great assistant superintendents, obviously.
No, I think what we know about Jeff is that he is a forward-thinking, big-picture leader who has, certainly developed lots of leaders under him as well. And, I think that what we know, the JPS we know now from the JPS of 2015 has changed so much for the better. So I've always liked working for Jeff. It's been a fun, and I'm sorry to see him go, but I'm looking forward to the next round, because it's hard to say goodbye for so long too, right? Like that's the one one thing. So yeah, I mean, I think he's done an amazing job, and I think we have built a very strong team that will stay after he's gone to continue with the roles that are there. So.
I would just add, he's a Viking, so he wants what's best. He was that young person one time, and he brought his family from another community, and they are all Vikings now. His wife and his children are walking across the stage at Jackson High, and I think that means a lot to our community to see be approachable and be a Viking.
Yeah, and it's not the easiest job in the world being a high school superintendent at a district your size. I mean, it's a tough job.
Like last night, for example, when your phone was going off at 12 and 3 and 5, and are we going to have school, and all the other intricacies that go into running a district.
Oh yeah, very much. Awesome. Yeah, how many buildings do you have? Do we even know?
7 elementaries, a middle school, a high school, and then our online school, which is at the Crossroads.
That's amazing.
Plus our athletic facilities as well.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean,
and we're getting close to welcoming kindergartners.
That's all next week.
Season.
Yeah, we were just talking about our April schedule. I think we are not free until June.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it just feels like every night there's something going on. But yeah, we have kindergarten roundup starting next week. It's it depends on the school, but it's everywhere. The information's everywhere to find out when to go. Our 2 community meetings that are this week are Tuesday and Thursday. Okay. And those they start at 5:30 to 7 over at Parkside in the Media Center, and they are roundtable discussions. So you will be able to sit down and write down thoughts that you have and express how you feel. So you don't have to come to both of them. They're the exact same meeting. We're just offering it 2 times. And so it's an opportunity to see what the Bond Development Committee is offering, what we think we should do, and then opportunities for the community to say, yep, oh, nope, we haven't thought of that. That'd be a great idea, and kind of move forward from there. So we really want community output.
Yeah, I love that transparency, and I'm sure that families that are currently Vikings appreciate that. But I also think it's an opportunity for families that are maybe considering a move to come and hear what you guys are planning for in the future. I mean, your business has changed a lot with the school of choice, and you guys have been in the forefront of technology and facilities and really attracting kids from all over the county. Is that something, would they be welcome to come to?
Everybody's welcome to come. Everybody is welcome.
It's definitely not the same middle school at Parkside that I went to when it was 7, 8, 9. And so even as a principal, like, you have your safe and secure entryways, you have your new cafeteria format. The media center is beautiful, the collaboration spaces. So just getting the lay of the land, I always think it's wise for parents and students to, what is it like to walk in the hallways for a day or to go to events? And so Parkside's done a tremendous job. The district has prioritized how do we get families into the school. So this is another opportunity for them to come see what it's all about.
I want to thank you for going deep into the dungeon at Parkside, for bringing me some of the Parkside memorabilia, and I had a chance to talk to some of the Parkside legends over the years. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of rich tradition of excellence, and it's not in the dungeon, it's at the second floor of the showcase, so I have to dust it off. This stuff is in mint condition.
Love it. Yeah, it was great. But
and also, speaking of our superintendent, we do have community open forums for people to take surveys or to come in and talk with us about what they'd like to see in their new superintendent. So those are going to be over the next couple weeks, and check our social media and everything. So there's an opportunity for the community to come in and give their opinion about that as well. So we are looking for community input for sure.
You want the community to be informed. Communication is so important.
Yes, we agree with that for sure. Yes.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you guys for being with us today, and wish you a great week. Hopefully you can get out and see some spring sports already this week. Should be fun. Thank you to Jeremy Patterson and Kriss Giannetti from Jackson Public Schools. More of the show after this. Stay with us.